Hey guys, welcome back to the Laid Back Homestead. It's Crystal, and today is day 2 of preparing the garden to be without the gardener. We're about to leave for a week, and it's the height of the season here. Yesterday, I came out and harvested everything that was blushing, and that was 65 pounds of tomatoes, which we are in the process of processing now. I'm going to go ahead and flip you around so we can actually talk about the chores we need to get done today. What's crazy is that even though I came and harvested everything I saw yesterday that was blushing, in just a day, I have all kinds of things that are blushing. I'm not sure if I'm just going to have to take a loss on that. We'll see what we have time for, because I also have to go to our homestead property and water a bunch of things there. So today's going to be a busy day already. I am seeing signs of, it's a wilted looking plant, and I'm hoping it's not an indicator that this bed is cross-contaminated with bacterial wilt. Anything is possible. So in these beds, I don't have much to do. These are self-wicking beds, so they have water reservoirs. And I did come through yesterday, put the hose in, and fill them up to capacity. I'll probably top them up just to make sure that they're as full as possible. Hopefully we have some rain in the forecast, so we'll actually get some of that rain, and I won't come back to everything being dead. Now, in a perfect world, everything you own would be on drip irrigation, and you could leave and go on vacation and there'd be no issues. The only things I have on drip irrigation are my grow bags that line the back of my fire pit wall, and my greenhouse has drip irrigation around. Oh look, I already see the first chore of the day. The vine borers got this guy. He needs to come out a little further. Days like these, I wish I had chickens. Soon enough. You can see the squash vine borer damage all in there. Now where I live, it's really hot, and it's going to be really hot. So things like my poor potted plants will be at the mercy of any rain that we get, which is unfortunate because I really enjoyed my morning glories, but hopefully they'll make do. Checking on my wilty plant while I'm out here. That'll probably be completely gone by the time we get back, but there's nothing I can do to save that anyway. Just is what it is. Now, in less depressing news, I did figure out a way to help all of these potted peppers. There's no guarantee, of course, but it's better than nothing, and that is to use Oyas, or an Oya-like system. This is terracotta, so it's porous, and you put that in the pot and put some vessel of water on top, and the water will seep out into the dry soil as needed. So this is one way that I have found to help extend my watering during the summer, but it's the best I can do. And now I do have a few more Oyas left and a few more bottles, and I may have to try to decide who I want to save over here. The 3 main beds are all self-wicking, so that's going to be what it's going to be. That's not the issue. My buckets are all self-watering as well, or self-wicking. The problem is the reservoir is so low that, and it's so hot here, that we need to water and refill them every couple of days. And that's not going to be feasible. So I may actually go ahead and add in an Oya to some of these just to try to help offset the fact that there's a strong chance I'm going to lose what I have in here. And I'm seeing even more tomatoes blushing. It's like, okay, just in one day, it happened so fast. So since the homestead is always in a state of transition, I always have things going in some form or fashion. But again, my seedlings aren't looking that great to begin with, and I'm not going to be here to take care of them. So my thought process, what happened to this guy? Looks like something ate him. My thought process is I'm going to plant all of this out today. Just find a place in the yard and stick it. Same thing with all of my little guys back here. My basils are all going to go out, and my mallow I will either up pot or put out as well. That will be its best chance for survival. I just pulled that zucchini out, which opens up a spot for at least 2 peppers. So let me get that done. So because I am pressed for time, I'm not really going to worry about amending any of this. I'm just going to get everything out. These are, like I said, on drip, so they will be fine while I'm gone. I may actually come put a pepper in over here. So I'm planning out a YOLO pepper and a mystery pepper. Mystery just means I lost its tag. Just squeak in a habanero here. And I'm gonna work a basil in on this side because I can, because I've got a ton and I need it to all get out. I think I can fit a pepper in here. I'm gonna give it a go. Like I said, I'm pressed for space and time. So in true chaos garden fashion, I actually have a melon holding on to a pepper. So I think I'm just gonna shove them both in here and see what happens. I have to check for ants because sometimes my beds will have ants in them. It's rare, but it does happen. Now these beds don't feel super moist, and I filled these beds up yesterday. There we go. Giving them their best chance of survival. One of the things I need to do today is fill up my hydroponic reservoir all the way to the top, as well as fill up all of my DWC buckets. I'm not sure if my DWC buckets will make it through a week long without a top up. So guess we'll see if there's any casualties there when we get back. I'm hoping the 27-gallon tote should last a week if there's no clogs in the line. Sometimes that can happen occasionally, and if there's nobody here to see it, it'll run dry. So in true chaotic fashion, here I am the day before vacation. I need to do all of my hydroponic reservoir top-ups, and my scale went out, my food scale went out that I used to measure everything out here. So I had to do some quick on-the-fly math, and I'm going to be mixing this up by tablespoons. This is not the most accurate way to do this, but it's better than me leaving them bone dry and dying. So I'm going to go ahead for the 15-gallon. It looks like it's roughly 2.5 of each. I'm going to wing that. We'll call that 2.5. I'm not going to do as much Epsom salt because I don't really think I need it as much with the water I have here. Heard hard water doesn't need as much of this. Guess we'll see. I just keep reminding myself I have a long growing season. Can reset everything if I lose it. And half. Nope, I'm not nervous at all. So one of the things that is also not on drip is this green stalk. I don't have the best relationship with green stalk. That'll be a separate video. Well, I see a sunny spot. Not me just sticking plants in wherever I can find a place. No, that wouldn't be me. It's me. I'm the problem. Go ahead and yank up my coriander seeds. we'll just put them in the shed till I have time to deal with harvesting them. And since the cilantro's gone, now we have room for more peppers and basil. And I let these get way too dry. A lot of these don't look that great. That's on me. I let them get away from me, mainly because I already had plenty. But in a perfect world, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't let it get that way. I'm hoping they'll bounce back now that they're in proper beds. So one of the things we didn't harvest yesterday was the blueberries. They're not all in ripe, but there's enough ripe that if we don't take them now, they won't be here when we get back because the birds will get them. And for the 27-gallon tote, it's about 4 tablespoons roughly each. Really probably closer to 4.5. So just to be safe. I had been drowning some armyworms in a bucket of water, or so I thought I had been. Turns out I was wrong, and they weren't drowned. And we came and accidentally put them all in my garden bed. And if you're not familiar with armyworms, they're these little worms that will skeletize any leaves they get on. I could have made up a batch of BT, but I am really pressed for time. Quick Google search said that DE will kill them. DE is a lot faster for me to just come and throw around and hopefully take care of that. If not, rest in peace, garden bed. I think, well, not I think, that tomato in the back is dead. So I'm going to replace him with some peppers. Out with the old, in with the new. Not sure why that guy died. It's survival of the fittest in this yard. Now some of these things, if I'm being honest, that I've planted out today may very well not produce until the fall. And that's okay. If I keep them alive, they should produce eventually. I don't know how big mallows are supposed to get. So instead of going and just straight planting them out, I'm going to just up pot them into here. My Tabascos, while they came up, they really haven't come up enough for me to up pot them. So I'm going to leave them in here, but I am going to move all of these guys into my greenhouse. So just gently see if I can separate them apart. And I may very well lose these. That's reality. Planning on starting another batch of seeds when I get back anyway. You got to be a fighter to survive on this homestead. If I get them in my greenhouse, I can kick on a grow light cycle for them. And hopefully, I don't know, I may do some of the mallow in the greenhouse and some out here in the elements just to see who survives. I'm not being super gentle either, so we'll see. All right, guys, it was a busy day. And the order that you see the things we did in this video is the order that things were getting done. It was chaotic, it was sporadic. We were running around, we were both fighting over who was gonna get the hose to do different things. The end game was all the same. I had to film my outro in my greenhouse because they are doing street work and started up an air compressor, and that was super loud. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Until next time, stay blessed.